Hi there, it's Darlene. I hope you're doing well. So, last week I was telling you about how Diamond Club was getting screwed over by these one-on-one calls that was selling. But I didn't know how much they were. I do now. And I really did not know the full scope of how everybody in there is getting screwed over. This is diabolical. I went through the High Achiever Society funnel yet again because I wanted to get to this checkout page here because I thought I remembered something about it. Oh my God, I don't know how many times I've had to see that video or gone through it and you guys owe me. Hey, there's a super thanks button below, and there's also, if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, it's at the top in the comments and in the description. Oh dear, they don't pay me enough to do this. Anyways, so here we are in the funnel. And notice these people paid $2,500 for 17 live calls every week with the top 1% earners of this industry. Yeah, and remember that was advertised everywhere about these 17 live calls. And people paid good money for that. Well, guess what? That's been reduced to 7 live calls now as at May 1st. And see, Philip has these the weekly calls at such an awkward time in the morning, like 10 a.m. Eastern. Everybody's at work. Hardly anybody can catch them. So the students really relied on those weekly calls. And now, they're down to hardly anything. And the number of students have been growing. So instead of growing these calls as the student body grows and more people pay him money, he's taking them away. You see here, they're promised a strategy call with my head coach. Very few got that. And it was mainly just a sales call to upsell them into Diamond Club. Then here's the calls they're promised. 1 weekly live mentoring call, that's with Philip. And so, yeah, if he shows up, you get that. 1 weekly live mindset call. Now, that was with Surgeon. For anybody that knows, I mean, he was the mindset guy, but he was also the lead closer, wasn't he? Anyways, he's gone, and he kept all of his recordings on a Google Drive, and now it's not available to anybody at all. So I got to wonder what happened there. And then the weekly manifestation and well-being workshop run by 2 ladies, and it's gone. 2 high affiliates, yeah, that's gone now, and a bunch of others. But it's what these people paid for in writing. So he pulls all of these calls that these people have paid for. Everybody's left high and dry, and they're calling out in the school group like, what's happened with these calls? And it's all they're told is they were poorly attended, hardly anybody was there, blah 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 blah. But a lot of them listened to the replays when they had time, and it was convenient. Because all of these calls were scheduled for during the day, or most all of them, not all of them, but the vast majority were held during the day, Eastern Standard Time for North America. So there was, quite a lot of people there that couldn't get it. Great for other people in other parts of the world, but, sorry. So those replays were awesome, and so it wasn't just the live calls, but that was the lame-ass excuse. That's the only lame-ass excuse that he could come up with. And I'll let you hear the excuses because, I'm going to get into that in detail, actually. On Philip's calls during the weeks, I timed it out, and he covers about 4 students in an hour. Okay, he really does take his time, and he gives what I consider overall very good advice when he's not trying to upsell them into something. But that's so if he spends 8, so he says, I spend 2 hours with these people, and sure, he does take some questions from the in the chat and stuff like that. But I mean, that's not a lot of people that get their accounts reviewed per week. If you're thinking 4 per hour, that's like 8 students. And then some general questions that being answered. So, Yeah, so those weekly live calls were very well attended. Yet now, what he's doing, and this is what came out in the May 1st Zoom call that I'm going to be showing you here very shortly. Now, instead of, he would used to tell people, oh, well, you can go listen, you should get on one of the many live coaching calls. And they would do that. But now what he's saying is you should pay for one-on-one help. So instead of continuing on his obligation that he promised these people for these live coaching calls, the free live weekly coaching calls, now they're being forced to pay for supposedly him. And I say supposedly him because it's now gotten to the point that I cannot see how he can possibly come through on his promises. And I'll be showing you that because of the number of people that have now already paid for one-on-one. He's never going to be able to keep up. And I don't believe he has any intention of doing it because I know when he did it last year and a half ago, he did not keep up. And he just wouldn't show up, and then they'd give some lame-ass excuse, and there's never a good reason given. And I mean, really, what kind of a business just doesn't show up for a scheduled meeting without having someone like call ahead and say, hey, sorry, hey, something's come up, let me reschedule you for this time? No, they just get missed, and the person would have to chase them down and reschedule and everything like that. And it was very difficult, and then they would just be kept running around in circles until they would give up. And don't forget, this is a call that they dropped $10,000 at minimum for, some up to $50,000. And they're getting blown off like that. Can you imagine? Because the vast majority of them did not get their one-on-one calls. And it's happening again. And I'm going to be able to show you that from school conversations. But you know what's really super interesting? On the Zoom call I was talking about, the May 1st one, he hasn't dropped that into the school group yet. And I can bloody well see why. Oh my God. One lady spoke up about the missing calls and how important they were. And you should see the chat. The chat went wild with people saying, yeah, I really relied on that. Yeah, I miss that. I miss that. So him saying that they weren't well attended, oh, that stinks. No way. And when he's gaslighting this student who's bringing up this problem to him, don't forget that he's pulled all these calls to leave these people high and dry on purpose so that he can then upsell them to one-on-one coaching with him, including the Diamond Club students who have already paid $10,000. They have to pay more too. But the regular students, this is a $6,000 upsell. So your coaching calls get pulled, and then he's trying to extort these people for another $6,000 so that they're not left high and dry and floundering. But first of all, yeah, watch him try to weasel out of what this student is saying. And I would highly recommend that you watch the comments when they start coming in there at the bottom of the screen.
My second question is our coaching calls. So I've seen that they've gone down, and I'm just missing all of that live support. Like, I live off of it. It's so helpful. And I love all the different coaches. So I'm just wondering, are you, I'm sure there's a lot of details behind the scenes that you don't need to know, but I'm just wondering, are you filling in those spots? Like, are we going to get more live coaching?
Yeah, maybe later. But the reason we removed some of them is because some of the calls only had like 18 or 20 people on it, and there was no engagement. And we saw the calls. Some people was just doing everything else than actually listening. So I wanted to like dumb it down a little bit, build up the engagement, have the community, because we have a badass community here. Build up the community, build up the engagement again, like everybody's helping in my chat here, right? That's what I want to have back. and then we might add some more calls later.
Okay, so even if there's like 15 people on the call and that's super helpful to 15 people, it just is not enough volume.
Do you want to pay somebody for 15 people? Do you think they sit there for free?
Yeah, no, I'm sure they get paid.
Exactly. Right? Would you pay somebody just to coach 15 people?
If those people
remember, I'm running a business. It's not a charity.
No, right? I totally understand you got to run a business. But if those 15 people get so much support that they become top affiliates and make a ton of money for you, then that would be worth it. But
you got a point.
You know, I know you're dealing in numbers, but I just wanted to address something that some of us have seen, and we just really, really love that support. Super, super valuable. So
that is noted.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
What about that?
That's it for me.
How does everybody else feel about that? Let me know in the chat.
Kuule, Phil just lõpetasin, Phil võttis mu. Ja.
I would love to get audited once a week. Then you can upgrade. Then you get a coach to do it for you personally. Back in my day, you had 1 call a week. Okay, that's noted. That is noted. I will love more coaches to help. Then you can upgrade. Then you get a coach to help. Remember, guys, don't you think what you're getting from 2,500 is a lot? No. You have to remember, don't always just take and take. Right? Give, and you will get. Remember that, right? Don't always just take and take.
This asshole reminds me of the bastard I was married to for 20 years, my ex-husband. He could always twist any situation around so that it was my fault. He was such a narcissist. Everything was always my fault, no matter what. And listen to this guy complaining. And all you do is take and take and take and take. Well, yeah, you're the one who promised them 17 damn live calls. And now it's like, poor me, you guys are so mean to me. Seriously? And you'll think about it? They have a right to it. They have a right to demand what they bloody well paid for. And I hope now he's seeing how many of them are up in arms about it. But it's all so that he can make that goddamn upsell, right?
I think you can get everything. Oscar, but it's noted. It's highly noted. Okay, cool. Anything else? There was not anything else? No?
I'm good. No? Thank you very much.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. So let's see here.
Now in this next clip, you're going to see a man who asks for help with a story, and then Philip says, well, no, you should be paying for coaching. And see, and you'll notice Philip actually says that he's going to do multiple one-on-ones with you. Now keep in mind, and here you go, he is up to 40 people added to Diamond Club since this started. So there's 40 upsells there. That means 40 hours of one-on-one calls on his part. And he's already missing calls. I'll be showing you that from pictures of from in the school group in just a little bit here. But check out this next clip where, as I say, guy asks for help and he is pointed towards get one-on-one.
Let's see. Yes, awesome. Need your help with my story? So, guys, this is what I did for the top students. You see, they were on a one-on-one call with me. If you want that, we open up for the one-on-one mentorship again. I put the link in the chat. If you want to have me directly on WhatsApp, if you want to sit multiple times on Zoom calls with me and you only, then you can have this opportunity now to do it again. We just open up for the one-on-one chat. So you can do that, apply to work one-on-one with me on the link right there. Remember, the spots are limited. It's only me, and you can't duplicate me. I'm unique, like you are. So if you want that, you click that link. If not, that's fine. I do not have time to go help you with a story. I did that once, and there is a recording of that with Juanita, I believe it was, but it's still 200 other people are waiting and sitting. So this is not what we use these calls for. Cool, awesome. Also, if you want a coach to help you set up your Instagram, your Aweber, your Cope card accounts, and so on, there's also an upgrade for that. If you book a call with the team, they can explain that. If you're struggling with the tech, the bio on Instagram, then you can get a coach for a month if you want to, directly on WhatsApp. That can help you directly as well.
Well, quick question. If his course was that damn good, then why aren't there modules on how to do stories? I mean, this question comes up constantly because he's constantly harping on how important stories are. And then when they're asking on how to do stories because he doesn't have any modules on that, it's alluded to but not directly addressed, then it's always purchase more, purchase more. Why not just do a module on it? And the ones that are there, unfortunately, are fairly out of date. Now, moving forward, I was saying how Philip's been missing calls already. Now, they've been booking him all kinds of calls. Like they've been taking people's money, as I say, and they're there waiting for calls, and there's been nothing but crickets from Philip's end. Now, he shows up at this Monday's Diamond Club call, and he's coughing and sick. And he said he was sick all last week. So he was down with a cold. That's all it sounds like to me. He is obviously nasally and he's coughing somewhat. So first of all, what he does is he blew off Diamond Club every day. I mean, this is Monday saying, oh, can't do it. And then on Wednesday, he, sorry, I canceled. We'll do it tomorrow, which was Thursday. Thursday, he moves it to Friday. Friday, he cancels. And this, every time this is done, like maybe an hour or two before the meeting, or one was like 20 minutes into the meeting and everybody's just waiting for him. Like, does he not have his shit together before that to plan ahead? Because people actually take time off of work to come to these meetings, and then he just blows them off. And yet now people are investing $6,000 a pop in him. And this repeating pattern is one that I saw like from a year and a half ago of calls just getting blown off left, right, and center. And it's still continuing. And I'm going to show you how even the one-on-one calls, it's still continuing. Nothing has changed, even though he keeps making the same damn promises. So phone call, I signed up last week waiting for my chat with Philip. Strategy call, I had scheduled a call for last Wednesday morning at 7:30 and I did not get the call. Help, my one-on-one, I'm on Zoom and no one is there. I had a 10 a.m. appointment for the one-on-one mentoring and the host never showed. Now, here's the his announcement of the one-on-one mentoring that's open. And here's where it came out that they're charging $6,000, as you'll see from the comment there. They asked me $6,000 for a call with you, Philip. Another guy, $6,000. Wow, that's a lot of money. And then here, yes, it is. I'm just asking how much because I asked for help and they said to me, is $6,000. I attach pictures, just want clarification. If I pay $2,500 for the done for you, $6K for a call, man. And yeah, I mean, this is getting crazy. It's just nothing but upsells. And then further down, I had my call booked for Tuesday, and I waited and waited for my call, but it never came. I'm not sure why. Yeah. Oh, and then they're always saying, like, you can see Philip Johansen's reply back, which is one of his team. I have reached out to the team who shall look into this and get back to you. We had a high number of calls that caused a small technical issue, blah, blah, blah. There's always an excuse. And then another one saying they haven't got their one-on-one call. But he's doing the same thing as he did last time, is he just keeps on selling them and selling them and selling them, even though he can't keep up to the commitment. And you notice that he, in the video there, he actually said multiple times, he'd meet one-on-one with you multiple times. Get real, he's already got 40 hours of calls ahead of him. He can't keep up with a damn 2 calls a week. How is he going to be able to do those? Here's Trustpilot, where you can see people's actual opinions, where they can tell their actual experiences. And look at this guy. So this review was 16 hours ago, but the date of experience was August 6, 2023. Betrayed my costly lesson in trusting this coach. I'm extremely let down. I invested in the $10K package for one-on-one coaching to reach $100,000 a month income. After just 2 sessions, he abandoned me, citing lack of time. I've lost all faith in him and feel utterly deceived. I won't ever purchase anything from him again. And that has happened to so many people, and it's a continuing problem. 7-Figure Accelerator by Philip. Avoid at all costs. Just a day ago, I joined on November 2nd, 2023, and the promise was I'll personally help you get to $100K a month, no matter how long it takes. And if you don't make any money, I'll pay you $10,000 out of my own pocket. I signed up for the one-to-one mentoring with Philip, which was not with Philip. Yeah, see, they would put it with a head coach, and you were paying $10,000 for like a call with Philip. Yeah. The support available from what I expected to be coaching was one setup call and then support on WhatsApp messages. The setup call was basically going through a PDF of questions. This cost $10,000, and I was told it was a year long. Stupidly, I signed up for it as I was rather taken by Philip, and I felt he was a caring person who really wanted to help less fortunate people get to a higher level of income. What became clear is that Philip's goal to become a billionaire is at the expense of less fortunate people. This so-called affiliate marketing training is to predominantly promote his own course to others, which, although it falls within a legal framework, is by all intents and purposes a Ponzi scheme, and there's only so many people who will go for that type of promotion. I realized this course had been completely missold and misrepresented, and I wrote Copecart.com requesting a refund. There have been complications as Philip sells his course through a third party, which makes it hard to get a refund. And it does. Those refunds from Copecart are impossible. As soon as I did that, I was removed from 2 Facebook support groups and denied access to the courses I had paid for. In my opinion, this is theft. I put chargebacks on the $7,200 I paid out, which I'm still challenging. He has changed the name of his course from 7-Figure Accelerator to MiracleDoneForYouSystem.com, which is a red flag in and of itself. Oh, and don't forget, between those 2 names, it was highachieversociety.com. So, geez. And he's right, that is a red flag. Since I signed up, there have been numerous changes and many videos and warnings online, so your due diligence. Yeah. And date of experience back to November. So you can see these are just continuing on and on, right? A leopard doesn't change his spots. He's not going to suddenly make this better, although he did promise to make it better on Monday when he showed up for like an hour to the people in Diamond Club, and then promised them that, you know, as a gift to them, since he like missed last week, that he would do another call later in the week. Like he's doing them some big favor when he only spent like an hour with them today, an hour and 15 minutes with them today. But here he's also proposing a solution to all the missed calls. And he was just basically saying, oh, it was just because I was doing the scheduling and I was no good at it. And so, you know, it didn't get done well. So I'm hiring someone to do that. Well, okay. If I schedule a call with you for X time, I will be there at X time, or you will know about it ahead of time, and I won't be constantly changing it on you. It's just normal business practices. But this is beyond him, and he feels like this is something that it's okay for him to not be good at. It's like, get real. This is just a matter of keeping your damn word, which he cannot do. But this is the scam, right? Is you promise, you make big promises, you do not meet them, and then you just keep juggling people around and around and around until they give up and you run away to the bank with all their money. Imagine $6,000 per sale, 40 sales, $240,000 so far, and he's still pounding it out for one-on-one trying to sell it.
But anyways, guys, then because I kind of canceled throughout last week, so I want to give you an additional call this week here. So either Thursday or Friday, depending on the other live calls throughout the week, then I'm gonna give you another one just for you guys, the upgraded people here, if you want to have it, right? So that's like my thing to say, I'm sorry, right? I'm giving you that extra call. And then another thing I want to say before we begin, that is, hello everybody. So another thing, a lot of you guys have the one-on-one call with me, and we are about to hire a person that is going to take care of all of that, because we don't want, like last time, 1.5 years ago, where I was responsible for all of the bookings, and then I forgot a call, and then I was out, and I don't want that. I want everybody to be happy. So later this week or beginning next week, we are starting to book people in on these one-on-one calls here. So everybody's happy. We don't waste time, and we do it in a good flow. Hello, Andreas. What's up? Cool. Amazing, guys.
Quick question. Why wouldn't he have already hired someone to schedule calls? Because it seems like he's screwing them up already. You know, like he's done this before. He knows what he's doing. He knows he needs these people. Why wasn't he already doing it? Now he's doing it like, oh, such, this is such a great thing, Ugh, what the hell? Didn't he intend to keep those calls? Why wasn't that person already hired? Anyways, that's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed it. And you have a great evening, great day, or wherever I might have caught you. Darlene out.